There is simply no way that you can tell me this is not the best base makeup you've ever seen in your entire life. This is no filter. Yeah. The last time I shared my base routine, it got millions of views, so I thought I would show you how I've updated it. I know that's a bold claim, but it really is the best and it never fails me. It lasts for hours, it is flawless. Let me show you my credentials. We're starting off with skin prep first. I'm starting off with the Ilia Face Base Milk. I like using something that's like a toner or like a hydrating essence under my makeup just before I go in with the rest of my skincare to make sure my skin is nice and hydrated and glowy. And this one is one of my current favorites. Then we're going in with a hydrating serum. This is the Peach and Lily Glass Skin Refining Serum, and I love this one. I've been using this for years and she's never done me wrong. I just feel like my skin looks so hydrated and glowy. Look at that. It really is glass skin. You can see your reflection in my forehead right now. My final prep product is sunscreen. I normally am not a primer girly, but this one from Charlotte Tilbury is like one of my current favorites. And this has SPF 50 in it, so 2-in-1, and I love that. And this is perfect for makeup prep. Okay, skin prep is on, and really quickly before I get started, I'm oily. I live in South Carolina. Yesterday was 83 degrees. Today it's going to be even hotter. So I will check back in later with you this afternoon to show you how well my makeup holds up when I do this routine. I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm starting out with foundation. This is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation in the shade 5.25. It matches my fake tan perfectly every single time. And I am using this much, okay? I did like 1.5 pumps on each cheek, a pump on my forehead, and a half pump on my chin, okay? I use a lot of product, and that's the key to getting this to last, is going to be being heavy-handed, but also working in layers. I'm blending this in with the Say Big Brush. That's literally the name of the brush, and I think that's so funny, but this is literally massive, and it covers like my entire face, so it takes 2 seconds to blend my foundation in, which is we love. Also, I avoid my under eye area because we only want to put concealer there. Speaking of concealer, I love a full coverage concealer, and this one from Hourglass is my current favorite. This is the Hourglass Vanish Concealer. This is the Hourglass Vanish Concealer, and I'm in the shade Silk. And again, I use quite a bit of product, but girl, it's gotta last, so we gotta be a little bit more heavy-handed. I want you to look at how beautifully this blends out on the skin. Is that not so stunning? This is the BK Beauty 109 brush, by the way, and I love blending out my concealer with this because it's not a teeny tiny concealer brush, and like I have a big face, so it takes me a long time to blend it out because I use a lot of product, so I like to use something that's a little bit bigger so it doesn't take as long. I'm using whatever's left over on my brush just to cancel out the discoloration on my eyelid. Just patting that over, not adding any additional product, and that's also going to be my eyeshadow base. But I'm not showing eyeshadow in this video. This is just base, so if you want to see that, we have to do a separate video for it. Okay, I did this combo yesterday and I absolutely loved it, so I'm doing it again. This is the Makeup by Mario Shaping Stick in the shade Light Medium, and I'm using this to contour, and then I'm also going to use a cream bronzer. I know that's a lot, but trust me, it looks so good. This is going to make me look nice and sculpted and snatched, and then the bronzer is going to give us that like sun-kissed, bronzy vibe. You know? I like to blend this out with a brush. This is from BK Beauty also. This is the 106 brush, and I'm just tapping over this and blending it in, and we're already looking snatched. And again, whatever's left over on this brush, I'm just using to kind of dust into my crease. I'm like using the side of the brush to kind of connect my nose contour. And then for the cream bronzer, I'm using this one from ABH. This is the shade Amber. I like to use this right on top of where we did the cream contour, just to kind of give us a little bit more of a bronzy look, because that contour stick is a little bit more gray toned, and we want something that's a little bit more bronzy to match the fake tan. We're just adding that kind of over the top of where we did the contour. I kind of do it above, like a little bit higher, like on my cheekbones. We're snatched. Okay, for liquid blush, we're using the shade Dreamy from Say. This is the Dew Blush. I only do like literally 2 dots of that, and that seems to be plenty. Another BK Beauty brush. This is the 112. I'm just gonna start tapping this. I put this kind of high on my cheekbones also. For my face shape, I really like when my blush is a little bit higher, and I'm a blush girl, so I'm gonna go kind of heavy-handed, but that's because that's my preference. Hi, my name is Shelby. I put blush on my chin. Girl, you already knew that. I have to just, it just makes it look so cute. Now I'm going back in my concealer brush and I'm just tapping out the edges, making sure that everything is nice and blended together and we're not giving Neapolitan ice cream, which actually we are, but that's kind of the goal most of the time. Okay, this is what the cream base is giving. Now let's start with the powders. This is where our layering technique is really going to start to pop off. This is the Huda Beauty setting powder in the shade Cherry Blossom Cake. This is my favorite. It's like a pale pink. I love this when I'm wearing a pinky blush. Actually, I love this every single day of my life, but I'm using a powder puff for this, and I'm really pressing this into the under eye. I'm also going to put this everywhere that we used concealer. So you saw my concealer placement earlier. I'm putting powder in all of those same places. So I'm going to do our under eyes, under our contour, down the bridge of my nose, on the center of my forehead, right here, and on my chin. I don't really put any on my eyelid, but I mean, you could if you want to set that for a shadow, but I'm not going to do a whole lot for eyeshadow, so I'm not going to go too crazy. Okay, this is what I'm looking like. Now I'm going to move on to all of my other powder products. So this is where the layering technique comes in. Everywhere that I did everywhere that I did cream bronzer, I'm going to go in with a powder bronzer. Everywhere that I did liquid blush, I'm going to go in with a powder blush. So we're layering and we're kind of creating this like double layer of each product, so that whenever it starts to break down throughout the day, there's 2 layers of product. Does that make sense? Instead of just 1 layer. And I'm using a lot of product too. Like, I know that my face looks natural. I know that my skin looks like skin. I know my makeup looks like skin, but I mean, it is actually a lot of makeup. So just prepare yourself. This technique does require a lot of product, but I promise it is so worth trying. This is my favorite bronzer from Hourglass. This is the Ambient Luminous Bronze Light Bronzer, and I'm using a big fluffy brush for this because I like when the brush does all the work for me. This is the BK Beauty 102, and I'm just applying this, again, everywhere that we did bronzer earlier. And then we're going to do the same thing for blush. For powder blush, I'm using this new one from Rare Beauty. This is the shade Happy, and she's got me in a chokehold. I love these, and I love a pinky blush, so I just think this combo is so stinking cute. And I like that this is a little bit glowy. It's got like a really cute little light reflect to it. It's nothing crazy. And I'm putting this right over my powder. Like, I'm not even dusting my powder away. I'm just putting this right on top. And then I'm going to let the rest bake. I'm going to go do my eyes and my brows, and I'm going to come back to finish off the rest of the base. But you cannot tell me that in any world that this is not giving. Like, this base is serving so much right now. Oh my goodness, it's so good. Okay, our eyes and brows are snatched. I'm going in with this brush from Sigma. This is the F44. I honestly only use this to dust away powder. I literally don't use this brush for anything else because I want it to be a clean brush that I don't have any additional product on. So I'm literally just dusting away my bake. I'm letting you in on a really big secret right now. This is the best setting spray to ever exist. This is the makeup finishing spray from Scandinavia. And before you tell me that this is made in the same place that Urban Decay All Nighter is made, I already know that. This is better. There's a bridal, there's an oily, and then this is the OG. This is my absolute favorite. It is in my makeup kit as a professional makeup artist, and I use it on every single client. Your makeup will be transfer resistant. Like, it literally will not come off. It is incredible. So I'm going to drench my face in this, and then I'm going to go in with my highlight. This one's from House Labs. It's in the shade Sunstone, and then this little brush is from BK Beauty 113 is the number. And I like to put this on all of the high points of my face. I like a little bit of a dewy glow, but nothing crazy. If I do want something crazy, the Rare Beauty highlighters, though, are incredible. I added the nude lip combo of my dreams, and now I'm going to drench my face again in setting spray. Okay, bestie, there you have it. That's the glam. That's the makeup. It is everything. It eats every single time. It never fails me. It always pulls through, and I'm simply obsessed. Like, it doesn't get any better than this. Truly. What can I say? Okay, bestie, that's it. Love you. Bye.